All right, now we're going to look at the third part of substance abuse and related psychological disorders, looking at treatment. Now, some of these treatments you will be familiar with, whether you know people who have gone through treatments with, group treatment, therapy, if you will. We're going to look at the biological, psychological, sociocultural. We're also going to look at learning and behavioral and some strategies that people have used to be successfully manage and put themselves on a better track to be non-users. As many of the treatments will have suggested, not a cure, as there isn't any cure, if you will, for a lot of these psychological disorders. It is about management, and so the treatments are focused on how to take better control and management of substance abuse and related psychological disorders. So let's get on with this one. Okay, let's begin with the biological approach to substance abuse disorders, which it can include a number of different treatment mechanisms, some of which I'm sure you've heard of before. Detoxification is certainly one of the big ones, and it's a process of ridding the body of their alcohol and drugs, and it's usually where you sort of wait for it to exit your body, if you will. It's done in hospitals. It's supervised because not everyone goes through this in a very smooth manner. It's monitored and it controls the symptoms. So there is a management system as a part of this, and this is one of the ways that people are managing their or treating their alcohol or drug abuse. Now, there are other medical or biological approaches. Disulfiram is a alcohol patch, and it produces an adverse reaction to drinking alcohol. It's the same as nicotine patches. Antabuse is another medication that's used for the same thing, and it gives you, it's like if you eat something you're not supposed to eat. If you use a treatment like this, it gives you the not pleasant experience as opposed to the pleasant experience. And after a while, you will be, you'll associate, if you will, it's almost a learning approach or a behavioral approach. You'll make the association that which you liked so well before doesn't have a good experience. It's like putting nail polish on your fingers if you chew your nails, Antidepressants. These are used with cocaine treatment. It's a regulator of feelings of pleasure. It helps stabilize the emotional experience. Nicotine replacement therapy will help reduce the withdrawal symptoms for smokers, as does antabuse or disulfiram. Methadone is a synthetic opiate. It's used for heroin addiction. It does come with its own risks in that it can, in turn, be addictive. Noxolone, it blocks the effect of heroin and other opiates to the system. So there's a lot of biological responses to addictions. Now, there are some non-professional support groups, an Analon, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcohol Anonymous. These are support groups. They promote abstinence, and they do so within a supported group setting. They have had some long history in the support and treatment of alcoholism, drug, and cocaine. Now, alternatively, many people have chosen instead to take a residential treatment approach. This includes hospitals and therapeutic communities. Now, the non-professional support groups, one, they're non-professional, but they are also free. Residential approaches are with professionals, are more monitored, and are often costly. The psychodynamic treatment approach, as is usual, they're very much into childhood experiences and interconflicts, and they look to those in talk therapy as finding out where those root issues are, and by sorting those out can lead to a treatment strategy to reduce those needs for alcohol as a replacement or as a defense mechanism. The behavioral approach focuses on helping people with substance abuse relate to problems changing problem behaviors through such techniques as self-control training, using an ABC strategy, using adversive conditioning, and skills training approaches, learning alternative ways to deal with those things that are tripping you up towards alcohol or drug abuse. Regardless of the initial success of the treatment technique, relapse remains a pressing problem in treating people with substance and abuse issues. So there's relapse prevention training, and really what relapse is, it's just a reoccurrence of the problem behavior. So relapse prevention training employs cognitive and behavioral techniques that help the ex-abusers cope with the high-risk situations and to prevent relapse from becoming relapses by helping participants to interpret the lapse, if you will, in a less damaging way. I mean, one of the risks associated with relapses are the abstinence violation effect. This is the tendency for someone who's going through relapse prevention and going through training, treatment for abuse, falling back into a relapse and then overreacting to those lapses. Research seems to suggest that lapses are expected in the same way that learning any new skill, you're not going to be 100% all the time. So being able to put in perspective lapses helps with the long-term positive effects of treatment. Alrighty, there we go. We have now completed week 8, substance use related and addictive disorders. I hope that this has been helpful, and good luck in your semester, and let's carry on with the good work. Bye now.